Andrew Holness built his brand on prosperity. But what if I told you prosperity came with a side order of corruption, scandal, and ministers dropping like flies? By the end of this video, you will see the 8 JLP scandals Holness never wanted Jamaicans to know. And trust me, number 2 will leave you wondering if Jamaica was being run like a family cook shop. Andrew Holness promised prosperity, but by the end of this video, you will see how his government instead set a new world record in political scandals. From oil money disappearing into thin air to land deals that would make Netflix jealous. This is the top 8 JLP scandals that rocked Jamaica, destroyed careers, and left the country asking, prosperity for who? Stay tuned because number 1 will blow your mind. Let's set the stage. Andrew Holness's JLP came into power with the promise of integrity, transparency, and a shiny new Jamaica. Instead, his 2 terms became a conveyor belt of resignations, dismissals, and disgrace. So buckle up because we're counting down the scandals like it's the Grammys of corruption. You know that have a ring to it? Me like that. The JLP's 2 terms Grammys of corruption. Me like that. The scandal unfolds. Coming in at number 8, Floyd Green's lockdown party 2021. While ordinary Jamaicans were locked inside, Minister Floyd Green was out popping bottles at a birthday party. The optics, terrible. He resigned, but guess what? In true JLP style, he made a comeback. Apparently in Jamaica, political accountability comes with a reset button, especially when it comes to a JLP. A reset button, then give to them people. So even though we say the JLP frequently absolves its members of any form of accountability, Green was not linked to any issue of corruption. Make we just get that out of the way. Zin? Coming in at number 7, Carl Samuda's dairy deal 2017 to 2018. The then agriculture minister, Carl Samuda, was caught grazing more than cows. A government grass project somehow ended up feeding his own farm. Investigators called it ethically reprehensible. Translation: man take when no belong to him. Cabinet shuffle later. Samuda quietly exited. Yeah, so basically what did go on with Carl Samuda back in 2017? The then Office of the Contractor General initiated an investigation into alleged impropriety in the award of contracts, the issuance of licenses, and the implementation of projects by the Jamaica Dairy Development Board. You see me? Carl Samuda, who was the agriculture minister at the time, now it is alleged that he benefited from having a dairy board, 14-acre demonstration plot of Mombasa dairy feeding grass on a property he owned. So he owned that 14-acre property. So that said investigation concluded that the action was a personal benefit from an agency under Samuda's remit and represented a conflict. So even though Samuda denied any wrongdoing whatsoever, typically JLP in fine style, that the investigative body deemed this action as ethically reprehensible. Coming in at number 6, J.C. Hutchinson and the Holland Estate Land Grab 2020. Minister Hutchinson used his office like a family business. He directed over 1,400 acres of prime farmland to a company his partner owned, while his son ran a business on the very same property. Talk about family first governance. When the scandal blew up, Hutchinson lost his portfolio. Now make we talk about J.C. Hutchinson, because he was stripped of his duties as minister with responsibility for agriculture in the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries in 2020, amid conflict of interest claims in a Holland Estate land deal. So it was revealed that Hutchinson, via a letter, instructed the Sugar Corporation of Jamaica to transfer at least 1,400 acres of the 2,400 acre Holland Estate in St. Elizabeth to Holland Producers, a company in which Hutchinson's partner and mother of his son, Lola Marshall Williams, reportedly had a 50% stake. So that is the big conflict of interest right there. That mash up J.C. Hutchinson. Yes, that major conflict of interest. Coming in at number 5. Robert Montague used cars, guns, and airports 2017 to 2022. Robert Montague deserves a trilogy. First, a $400 million used police car deal that never delivered. Then an Integrity Commission report slammed him for shady gun licensing at the Firearm Authority. And if that wasn't enough, his ministry backed a questionable $450 million investment at the Airports Authority. 6 years, 3 scandals, 0 convictions. The man was like the Michael Jordan of JLP controversies. So make we dig a little deeper into Robert Montague and the Airport Authority of Jamaica. That little scandal right there. The board of the Airport Authority of Jamaica has been dissolved over the First Rock investment scandal. Transport and Mining Minister Robert Montague made the announcement in Parliament. He made his first substantive comment on the scandal involving a $450 million stock purchase in the St. Lucia registered firm. According to Montague, most members of the AAJ board and its subsidiary Norman Manley International Airport Limited have already offered their resignations, and he has every intention of accepting them. So this was one big scandal under Robert Montague's ministry. So further investigation revealed that the AAJ and Norman Manley International Airport Limited together bought US $3 million worth of stocks in First Rock, now valued at approximately Jamaican $450 million. So all of this happened under Robert Montague's ministry. There is no evidence that Montague benefited personally from any of the transactions under investigation. So make we just get that clear. Coming in at number 4, Marissa Dalrymple Filbert, the Benz Affair 2015 to 2023. Then Speaker of the House Melissa Dalrymple Filbert resigned after it was revealed she left a little detailed out of her statutory declarations, like the purchase of a whole Mercedes-Benz. Oh, and she somehow managed to secure a 20% duty concession on it. The Integrity Commission recommended criminal charges. Jamaica asked if this is leadership. What's dishonesty? Coming in at number 3, Everall Warmington. The money threat. 2024. Warmington, aka the JLP's resident badman, after years of wild, unfiltered behavior, he finally went too far when he threatened to withhold public funds from a PNP councillor. The man literally said, "No money for you because you're opposition." Holness had no choice but to finally pull the plug. But really, should this have surprised anyone? Coming in at number 2, whatever. Ruel Reid and the $50 million CMU scandal 2029 to ongoing. Education Minister Ruel Reid, Holness's close advisor, was accused of diverting nearly $50 million from the Ministry of Education and the Caribbean Maritime University. His wife, daughter, and JLP councillor Kim Brown Lawrence were also charged. It was like a Netflix crime drama, starring the entire family cast. To this day, the trial is ongoing. Jamaica still waiting upon justice. So back in March 2019, then Jamaica College Principal and Education Minister Ruel Reid was gone from cabinet following reports of corruption and misuse of public funds at the Education Ministry and the Caribbean Maritime University, CMU. Adverse findings by the Auditor General's Department and a parliamentary committee regarding questionable practices at the Education Ministry also led to then Permanent Secretary Dr. Grace McLean being sent on leave. Even Professor Fitzpinnock, then head of the Caribbean Maritime University, was also a casualty of this scandal, because this was a big major scandal with Ruel Reid. You see me? When you look, you see his wife name call up in it, his daughter name call up in it. You see me? JLP councillor name call up in it, facing accusations in relations to nearly $50 million. You see me? Which law enforcement claimed was allegedly diverted from the Caribbean Maritime University. But you see things like them, yeah? When they involve people like Ruel Reid, where them and the high up and have well-connected political links and affiliation, things like these not really come out of it. It just die a slow and natural death over time, where him and his family get off scot-free and you know hear nothing more about it. So them thing you go. Here why I say that specifically as it relates to politicians, because politicians currently at this moment know say they can do wrong, thief up one bag of money, and there is no punishment, there is no consequences. So once you remove the consequences from the action, then guess what? Politicians are going to always do wrong. Them are going to always thief taxpayers' money. Corruption are going to always rampant in politics. Rarely in Jamaica, rarely if ever, you see somebody name call up in a clear and present corruption, and nothing will ever come of it. No prison time, no imprisonment. Them thing they need to stop. Because you don't have a deterrent as a prison sentence where member of parliament or education minister or any parliamentarian go rub some prison time. That's why this continues. There is no deterrent. So if me know say me can thief $1 billion Jamaican dollars from the taxpayers and nothing I go come out of it, me only I go get probably force to step aside a little bit and go in a back room, go and hide out and cool out with me $1 billion Jamaican dollars on my teeth and taxpayers. And when you look, 5 years that I may to come forward again, I run as member of parliament somewhere in a Jamaica. You see me like nothing happened. Yeah man, that is the JLP style of politics. I saw the JLP practice and carry out for them type of politics. The accused were charged by the Financial Investigations Division, FID, following an investigation into nearly $50 million, which was allegedly diverted from the Caribbean Maritime University. You don't come like when you enter politics, it's like you get this natural immunity from going to prison, from going to jail. Me not like them thing there. You should rub some prison time. It come like I just the poor and the small man alone. Prison and jail make fam. It's like once you enter politics, you're untouchable. No matter what. You can't end up a prison once you enter politics. Jamaica is not a serious country. One by one, them need to go to jail. One by one, they should all go to jail. Not to mention, Ruel Reid get a nice settlement severance package from Jamaica College. Embattled educator Ruel Reid is set to collect nearly $23.3 million as a settlement for resigning as principal of Jamaica College, JC. That's not a bad settlement package from Jamaica College when them pay off Ruel Reid. Good little money that for him. Yeah man, good money that for the disgraced former Minister of Education. And coming in at the number one spot, Andrew Wheatley and the Petrojam oil scandal 2018. And topping the list, Petrojam. Billions of dollars of oil vanished into thin air. Audits revealed massive administrative weaknesses, and Wheatley, the minister in charge, had to resign. Holness's government tried to spin it as good governance in action, but Jamaicans knew better. To this day, the Petrojam scandal is seen as the mother of all Holness era corruption stories, and these are just the scandals that made headlines. Imagine the ones we don't know about. So let's be real. If this is the Holness era of good governance, what does bad governance even look like? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. Yes, let's talk Andrew Wheatley. Back in 2018, the Holness administration was faced with the resignation of then Science and Technology Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley over reports of nepotism, cronyism, and corruption at Petrojam, the state-owned oil refinery, and the National Energy Solutions Limited, two entities under his portfolio. There is no evidence that Wheatley benefited from the improprieties at the entities, but he was forced to step down as portfolio minister. 6 years later, Wheatley is still on the back benches of Parliament. As me say, I saw the JLP go to work. Wheatley should have tendered a permanent resignation and resign. What kind of which backbench in a parliament? That means he still get a salary courtesy of taxpayers' money. Remember say a whole heap of mismanagement did go on over Petrojam under Wheatley's portfolio. Zane can remember then keep big birthday party for Wheatley. You see me? Yeah man, cake costs $1,000. Now me want to know why not that the cake there? Why that the cake there have to cost $1,000 when you can go in a Mega Mart or Price Mart and get cake for like $2,500 or $4,000. You see me? Whether Black Forest or Red Velvet, How film cake for cost $1,000? What make that the cake there? What's so special about that the cake there? I saw them mismanage money. Yes, cause no cake not supposed to cost so much money. After a wedding cake, total mismanagement of funds. You see me? Look how much money they spend on a little birthday cake. Those are the simple little things will show you how much they did mismanage Petrojam that led to his demise and his downfall and his resignation that followed. Because if they must spend those US pound cake, imagine what else they must spend money upon. I don't understand what me I say. So there you have it. The top 8 JLP scandals, from missing oil to missing morals. Andrew Holness's government has set a record not for prosperity, but for resignations, corruption, probes, and broken promises. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Floyd Green's lockdown party, privilege over people. Samuda Hutchinson Montague, conflict of interest as cabinet culture. Dalrymple Filbert, integrity questions at the highest level. Warmington, abuse of power in plain sight. Ruel Reid and Petrojam, the scandals that defined an era. At this point, it feels like the JLP Cabinet is a revolving door of scandals. The only thing consistent, the controversy. So Jamaicans must now ask, do we deserve better? So if you're like me and you're tired of all this JLP corruption, scandals and allegations and accusations of just total rampant corruption, misuse of public funds, then come September 3rd, you know exactly what to do. Put your X squarely beside the head. Time come for a better Jamaica. Time come for Marky G to become the new Prime Minister of Jamaica. Say no to a corrupt government, and yes to Marky G and the PNP for a better way and a better life, because time come. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, drop a comment on which scandal shocked you the most, and subscribe for more deep dives into Jamaica's political drama. Trust me, the next one will be even more explosive. You know, we have bonus scandals like Holness 28 bank accounts, Holness entanglement with the Integrity Commission, Holness $470 million in transactions we have passed through various businesses. Said businesses were not paying a tax to TAJ. Holness case was referred to the Financial Investigations Division FID for further investigation, and it was also sent to Tax Administration Jamaica, because as me say, in business them not paying a tax even though we say $470 million are passed through them. Additional bonus scandals like a drill will cost realistically between 3 to 4 million end up become $34 million. You see me? Under Tufton watch as health minister. So when we drill down into that scandal, we can see that things not adding up. Another additional bonus scandal is the school bus them where they say value $1.4 billion. When we do our own independent investigation, we find out say those buses are auctioned off in America to little and nothing to third world countries. Then basically give those buses to third world countries like Jamaica for little and nothing, basically for free. So how we get so decommissioned, outdated buses where the US take out of circulation and have park up in our empty lot, and the bus them just did a rotten and run down till the tire them a deteriorate all along there in there. When the bus them come out, the tire them start fall apart and just tear up while driving. So that in and of itself is another major scandal under the JLP. There is no way all of them there 110 all use decommissioned, dilapidated, outdated buses that are not safe to transport our children should cost nowhere near $1.4 billion. Not to mention El Hydra never have no import license. El Hydra take full credit for say him import the buses. Then Darrell Vaz have to come and give a different statement counter to that and say the buses were imported on the license of the Transport Ministry. So when it comes to this two-term Holness administration, they're embattled with allegations and accusations of corruption, scandals after scandals after scandals after scandals after scandals after scandals after scandals. So if Holness should have a list of achievements, yeah man, he need to have a list of, in top 10 political scandals, cause basically that is going to be his legacy where everybody are gonna remember him for, as being one of the most corrupt, scandal-riddled two-term administration of the Holness administration. I think that's his real list of achievements because those are the things where every Jamaican remembers. We don't need pamphlet to remember all of this, These are things that we can talk off our head from memory. We just pull it from memory because they are worth remembering. Unlike the things in a pamphlet where never worth remembering, you have to print it in a tangible form. You understand? A hard copy form. Quick question for you. Do you think Holness knew about these scandals before the public found out? Or was he just pretending not to see them? Let's debate in the comments below.